Roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
Dominic, Johnson, Williams, Lynn, Bowman, Baker, Lynch, Escaday, Thibodeau, Cox, Smith, Epperson. We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Commissioner Williams, would you lead us in the invocation, and Commissioner Johnson, if you would lead us in the pledge, please.
Father God, we come today with bowed down head and humble heart. Lord, thank you for waking us up this morning and started on our journey. We pray for this assembly, for this meeting, Lord. Let it be what you would have it to be. Pray for our citizens of Caddo Parish and the city of Shreveport. We ask it all in your son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag, salute as we should. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams and Commissioner Johnson. Are there any agenda additions? Okay. At this time, if there are any citizens in the audience that would like to address this body on any item that's not an item that's on for public hearing today, please fill out a card in the foyer and get it to me or one of the clerk personnel, and you'll be recognized for 3 minutes to state your concerns. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge an old-time friend of mine from the old school politics, Mr. W.T. Winfield. Yeah, Michael, we almost having a reunion today. Yeah. Glad to have you, W.T. Yeah, you're going to be visiting with us a little while?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
This is my home.
All right. Well, we'll drink to that. Okay. All right. We had some good time together on that Police Jury Association.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Good old day.
Okay. Next order. Got 4 cards. Okay. Are we at that point now? Let's see. We can put with citizens' comments or public hearing?
Public hearing.
Next order.
Comment. Okay. Next, we have public hearing on Caddo Parish operating capital improvements budget for year 2012.
There you go. Okay, if there's anyone in the audience today that would like to address this body relative to the your concerns on the public hearing relative to the proposed 2012 budget, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you may proceed.
Oh yeah, right here. Candy.
That's one. Okay, we have Candy. Is it Peavy? What is it?
Candy Peavy.
Peavy? Okay. Come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you may proceed, please.
My name's Candy Peavy. I'm representing Robinson's Rescue. We're at 504 East Kings Highway here in Shreveport, and I wanted to bring our executive director, Frida Powell, because you guys have met me, but you've never met her. And I just wanted to thank you guys for allowing us to partner with us to help serve the residents of Caddo Parish, especially the lower income residents, in helping to subsidize their spay-neuter surgeries for their pets through your yearly funding of our operations. To date, today, we have performed 13,339 spay-neuter surgeries for local residents, and we'll be moving to a new location in January. It's a facility that was donated to us, and we'll be able to double our capacity to serve the community. So we deeply appreciate your past support of our operations, and we look forward to a continued good relationship with you guys in the future. Any assistance that you can provide us to help us continue to serve the residents of Caddo Parish is deeply appreciated. Thank you very much. Or if you have any questions, I'm available.
Thank you, Candy.
All right. All right. One moment, please. Ms. Lynch.
Ms. Peavy, is there some proposal floating around somewhere of some that you all are proposing in addition to the spay and neuter?
There was a proposal, yeah. I think
I'd like to get a copy of it, please.
Okay. I don't have it with me this minute, but does somebody else have it?
Yeah. Yeah, if we have, we can provide it. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We have their funding request.
Yeah, their funding request.
That's all we have.
It was in the funding requests that were sent.
They submitted it. It was submitted after the budget was presented. So, but we do have it. it was not presented during the time you had your committee meetings.
Okay, so we have not seen it?
No, we just got it within the last few weeks.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to speak in reference to the 2012 proposed budget? Come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you may proceed.
My name is Wendy Van Scotter. I'm here on behalf of Shreveport Regional Arts Council, 400 Clyfat Parkway, and I'm here to thank you so much for allowing us to present to you the Caddo Common project. We appreciate all that you do for our community, and we hope that you see this as a very exciting project for our community. If there's an ability to help us with the design on this for the first year, and then perhaps next year to move forward with that as far as making this project happen as a launch for the Shreveport Common project, we would really appreciate it.
Any questions in reference to Ms. Lynch?
Let me ask, because I guess is the name interchangeable between Caddo and Shreveport? What are we doing?
I'm glad you asked me that.
Thank you.
The name of the park, the green space, would be Caddo, the Caddo Common.
Okay.
The 9-block area is the Shreveport Common.
Thank you.
The name on the fountain or the park would be the Caddo Common, or a name of your choosing.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Lynn?
The last time we met, I asked you for a bill out of property taxes and proposed on how the taxpayers would receive money back on this project. I've yet to receive that.
Matthew, you should have received that in a packet, and I believe everyone got that, but I do know, I see a lot of you nodding yes, that you did get that.
Okay, I just want the
that's
tax.
okay.
I've received the package, I just want the taxes.
Okay, that's in that package, and if I could just explain some confusion, I believe that the second package that had that information looked identical on the cover to the first one, and that might have caused some confusion.
Okay.
But we'll get that to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't need the whole package,
Right,
just
you
the
just
numbers.
want that information by itself.
Thank you.
We'll get that to you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address this body in reference to the 2012 proposed budget? Okay, seeing no further requests, we declare the public hearing closed on the Caddo Parish 2012 proposed budget. At this time, I'd like to entertain the visitors' cards that we received, and we have Mr. Randy Johnson. Would you come forward, sir, state your name and address for the record, and you may proceed.
Good evening. My name is Randy Johnson. I'm president of the Cherokee Island Park Neighborhood Association. I live at 409 Brookbriar Drive here in Shreveport, Louisiana, 71107. Our concerns are with the bayou cleanups that we would like to propose to you all. We have one more resident that would like to, Mr. Colby.
Okay, she'll be recognized once you finish, sir.
Yes, sir. I just thought maybe we'd get it all over with at one time.
Well, however you'd like to do it. I mean,
That's what I
you
want to do, sir.
Okay, well, you want her to come forward now?
Yeah.
Okay. The young man with that afro there.
This is my
Okay.
son, Danny. He's hanging with me today, and he loves his daddy. He likes to know what his daddy does, and he's interested in
And I used to have one of those a long time ago.
A daddy?
We had him when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Listen, you know what?
All right, Mr. Johnson, you may proceed.
And I'll let her be recognized.
Okay. Ms. Proby, if you would state your name and address for the record?
My name is Annette Proby. I live at 442 Iroquois Trail, Shreveport, Louisiana, 71107.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm really concerned about, there are neighbors along Seneca Trail, Navajo Trail, and east Algonquin, and west Algonquin, part of west Algonquin. As you may know, those bayous run along that side, along the back side of those streets. and we have parts of it in Caddo Parish, parts of the city, and so on and so on. But we are here today to ask you all, plead with you all, to maybe form a coalition with the city, whomever. You all just help us straight out, because we got rats, all kind of rodents back there, copperheads, everything's coming back there, and people are constantly killing snakes. There are people that won't even let their kids play in the backyard, little kids, because snakes out there. And I myself, before we got the one cleaned up on Brook Fry back there, and it's continuously being cleaned up, generosity, a kind act. And it's been, they've been cleaning that for 7 years now, I believe. And I can tell you firsthand, I've seen snakes drop out of the trees. I'm serious as I can be. And every time I go out my patio, I look down, copperhead that big, that's a grown snake, that's a grown copperhead. They don't get that big, but they're part of it. A little kid, that would actually kill a kid if it's not taken care of. We are here to plead with you all, to ask you all to help us come up with a solution to trying to get these values cut. Okay, now now our neighbors over there, they're not so complacent that they won't help clean it up, but it's so overgrown and it's been going on for so many years until the average person can't get back there. You got a lot of elderly people back there too. And see, even with the neighborhood association, we have a strong neighborhood association. We have people that will, if we can get that thing cut back there, they would go and help out. Just like that, we had a down tree out there behind Seneca, over by the school. A big, it was just stopping. It's just like a big beaver dam, But some of our neighbors actually got out there and cut it up, so it wouldn't cause a dam and paper. And see, you have all kinds of paper coming through the drain, the city drain, and causing a problem. Like you have some people may even they stuff stuff through the drain, through the street drain. And all that stuff is being washed out in that thing. And what we need is someone to get with us and just be human about it, and just say, let's help these people. These people pay parish taxes, they pay city taxes. Let's help these people over here. It's a good neighborhood. If you all know what Cherokee and Island Park is, it's a good neighborhood. And we have good people over there trying to fight to keep it up. And we're asking for your assistance and suggestions on that. And if Miss Povey, and another thing, I'm going to say this, Miss Povey, just like with the streets, and I know this is a city issue here, but just like with the streets and sidewalk issue, I asked Miss Povey to pass out some flyers. We were having a meeting. I asked her to pass out some flyers, and this poor lady passing out flyers, going down the sidewalk. She got a crutch or something on her foot right now. Cut a gash in her leg. I mean, it's just, we need upkeep in our community. And we talk about infrastructure and trying to catch up on doing stuff with the city and stuff. But, if we go ahead and take
come
care
up to the mic so we can pick you up.
If we go ahead and take care of some of these things, when we can, and stop saying, well, it's not my job, it's not mine, it's not my area. Let's get together as human beings for these citizens over here. We pay parish taxes and pay city taxes. That's it in a nutshell for me. Ms. Foley?
I have nothing further. He summed it up, and we just need help in that neighborhood. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to do my son have anything to say. No, just kidding. But listen, I appreciate y'all listening, and I hope and pray that y'all God will lay it on y'all's heart to help us out over there, because we're human beings, so we're trying to live. And, if you have any comments, if there's any questions about what I just said, please feel free.
Mr. Williams?
Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Johnson, President of the North Highland Cherokee Park Neighborhood Association, I want to commend you for your activism to directly get involved with the issue facing the bayou in the Cherokee Park community. When I walked through there, I looked at the conditions. It's very inhumane to walk through that type of neighborhood, and we got prisoners sitting over there in jail living better than law-abiding citizens over there in Cherokee Park. I'm not here to play the blame games and the parish, the city problem, the federal government problem, the levy board problem. As Mr. Johnson stated, they all pay taxes to the state, to the parish, to the federal government, and to the city of Shreveport. In some kind of way, Mr. Administrator and Mr. Attorney and Public Works Director, we've all got to get together and take the lead on this and build a master plan to solve the problems over there before they become a lawsuit, because there are children playing, going to Cherokee Park, have to cross that bayou, and the smell, it smells like they're overseas somewhere. We're supposed to be in the United States of America, the richest country in the world. And we got people living like that over there that no fault of their own, that have been neglected. And I think that's wrong. And we need to, at some point, Mr. Chairman, in the reports, I will have something else to say to the administration regarding that matter.
Thank you. Mr. Escudé?
Appreciate Michael's comments before I go ahead and blame everybody and accuse everybody. Have you addressed the city council, talked to anybody in the city or the parish about this?
Yes, I did. I spoke with Rose McCullough, and this yesterday. You know me alone. I don't bite my tongue. She didn't do a doggone thing. She just kind of played it off. It's not our job.
You talked with anybody at the parish, Public Works?
I have talked with people in the parish and Public Works. As a matter of fact, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson, he's a key factor in getting that bayou behind my home on Brookfire cleaned up. It's constantly getting cleaned up. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'll be glad to answer that question, Commissioner.
Sure.
Yeah, it was about seven years ago. We met at the location that Mr. Johnson's talking about, along the city of Shreveport. Mr. Jim Holtz and I met out there. I was the Public Works Director at the time, and it was determined that area was in the city of Shreveport, and the city let it contract for $50,000 to clean that whole area up. And that was the last time it was anything was done to the bayou of that location. So at the time, the city of Shreveport took the lead in that, because it was determined at that time that was their area of concern, and that's what the last time it was cleaned up.
So they spent the money cleaned up and then didn't bother to maintain it, let it become overgrown again.
Actually,
that be true?
Actually, let me tell you what's going on with that. You remember when we said, well, we're going to clean it up. They got the big machine cleaning it up. It was beautiful. And I got with one of the...
But Johnson, come to the mic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just stay close to the mic so we can record it.
Okay. I'm
public community.
All right. When I talked to the guy, Mr. Negretti, and I asked him when he came back there and they started cutting out to clean up. I asked him, I said, well, how much money do we need to come up with for gas and stuff just to go a little bit further down there, since it's already cleaned up? He said, that's no problem. So they have been going on down to the very end, cutting it. They've been doing that. I mean, it's like we don't. It's not costing anything. Just a little more effort. That's all.
Mr. Johnson, was the city of Shreveport cutting that area?
Yes, they
because the parish has never been out there to do anything.
No. The parish is not cutting. The city's cutting. But the parish, everybody got together. That was one thing. Everybody got together finally after about 6-7 years of talking to you and everybody else. Everybody said, "Hey, look, Calvin, that's the guy that got with everybody. We went upstairs. You remember that day?" And everybody just said, "Look, I tell you what, let's go ahead." They brought a big machine in there, man, and cut the thing in 2 days. Cut it down in 2 days, cutting trees down that big in 2 days, man. I'm talking about all we need is for somebody to come in and help us get this thing under control. Because just think about it. You got older people when they are they can't do a whole lot, man. And then you got people you have people in the community that will help, to maintain. You have people that will, just like myself. I cut behind my house. I cut it just like my front yard. Michael, you've seen it, And the thing is, you have a lot of people. If we can just get it cut, a lot of people will continue to cut it with lawnmowers. If we can get it under control, that's what we need. We need to get somebody to help us get in there and cut this thing once and for all, and then we'll deal with it from there.
I'll tell you what we can do for you, and we'll see if we can. We'll use our influence with our friends at the city, see if we can get them off point and get something done out there again for you.
That's what we need.
Well, that's what we can do for you, and I certainly won't mind expending the effort to try to make that happen.
And again, just like I said, that area over there is cut up and divided in most areas in 3 different ways: Bossier Parish, Caddo Parish, and the city of Shreveport. And that was one of the big hang-ups when we were trying to get Brookbriar back. That how Brookbriar cut is 2 doors from my house. The city stops, okay, and Bossier Parish starts, and then a little bit further down you got Caddo Parish. Bossier Parish is not going to, they're not going to even, they don't care. They're collecting taxes now, you see. That's all I'm saying. Good representation, that's all.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We have any more requests?
That's it.
Okay.
They need some help. Hey, school board, they need help.
That's it. Okay. All right, next order, please, Mr.
Next,
Clerk.
we move to visitors. We have Miss Stacy Brown, Executive Director for the Shreveport-Bossier Convention and Tourist Bureau.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, President Epperson, Administrator Wilson. Appreciate you allowing me to come before you today to discuss our 2012 budget of the Shreveport-Bossier Convention and Tourist Bureau. You should have received a copy of it in your packet. Betty Matthews, your appointee on our board, is also with us here today. Just wanted to give you a little overview of what's happened in this last year and where we're headed for next year. In 2010, as you all know, it was a banner year for our hotels locally in our occupancy. However, this year with the downturn in the economy, we have felt a little bit of a hit in the tourism industry, coupled with a decrease in the Haynesville shale business and the film industry. We have also added a number of new hotels to our market. In fact, this year compared to 2009, we have over 114,000 more room nights to sell this year than we did in 2009. Year-to-date, as of the end of September, hotel and lodging occupancy is 68.3%. It's down 11.1%, but still the highest in the state of Louisiana, so it's still a strong occupancy. Compared to 2009, we have sold 6.4% more room nights this year than we did in 2009. For the year, we've also generated more than $10 million in taxes for Caddo and Shreveport. So you can see that tourism is an important economic engine for Caddo and Bossier parishes. Each year, as we go into our budget process, we really study our programs for effectiveness. We work within our staff. We also work with an outside industry professional, as well as working with our hotels, attractions, and restaurants on looking at what are the trends in the industry, not only locally, but nationally as well. This year we worked with a fresh pair of eyes to really narrow down our focus and make sure that we're using our dollars wisely. Some highlights for 2011, bless you, include our DMAP accreditation. Our Bureau met or exceeded 83 criteria requirements to make this accreditation from the Destination Marketing Association International. We also were inducted into the Amateur Softball Association Hall of Fame. We held their annual meeting here last year, and it was their best ever, and decided to induct us into their Hall of Fame. We have just been notified that we have received Convention South Magazine's 2011 Reader's Choice Award as being a favorite meeting site providing exemplary professionalism from our Convention and Visitors Bureau. Our downtown initiative, Rendezvous on the Red, was held this spring. It was very successful for all of the participating events, and we brought it back for the fall to promote those events happening in the late months of the year. The attractions and festivals all reported increases in their participation as a result of this co-op. The Boom or Bust Byway, you've heard me talk about that for years. We have been working on interpretive kiosks. The kiosks have been built. The interpretive panels are almost done. We've also received a new grant for an audio-visual handheld guided tour, and that production is almost halfway through. And I'd really like to say a very special thank you to Larry Raymond, who's been instrumental in information for both the panels as well as for the audio-visual tour. We are also working on a new grant, possibly for a pavilion out at Earl Williamson Park through the Scenic Byway program. Also, Todd Hopkins has been on our committee for a number of years. working with us on the scenic byway, so we appreciate that. We have provided extra assistance to our attractions this year. We had Judy Randall come in with Randall Travel Marketing and do some secret shopping of our attractions. With that, she came in just as a regular visitor would, went through their attraction, looked at how they greeted visitors, what did they look like from the outside, what were their hours of operation, how well did they interpret the exhibits they had. Then she came back to give them an individual report as well as to do a marketing study for them, help them work on their marketing plans and what were some things that they could do on a smaller budget to help promote their attraction. One of the things we discovered is that we really needed to have some specialized seminars for attractions. So we held one last month on media buying on a shoestring budget, and one just this last Monday on social media and how to utilize social media to build your attraction attendance. Airline advocacy. We worked with the airport a good bit this year, promoting Vision and the other low-cost carriers, as well as working to develop a better overall image for the airport and to really try and educate our clients on how to find those great airfares. Did you know that right now you can fly to Denver for $190 from Shreveport? So if you're not getting your little airfare watchdog updates, you need to sign up for those and make sure that you get some good airfares from Shreveport Bossier. Our public relations efforts have led to more than $7 million in PR coverage this year. You may have seen this last week on Dancing with the Stars. We were able to submit some video footage. One of the finalists in the competition is from Shreveport, and they wanted to show some footage of the area. We've also been able to meet with USA Today, BBC World News, and many others, and brought a number of travel writers into our market to generate that publicity. It's through programs such as these that we work to develop our destination by taking an active role in what's happening in our community to support our attractions. I'm very much a strong believer in partnerships and working cooperatively, and we do that in a number of ways, not only locally but regionally as well. Some of those regional partnerships include Louisiana North, a project that we coordinate and are the fiscal agent for, and it's 29 parishes in Louisiana where we all work cooperatively together. One of those is also the Holiday Trail of Lights, which incorporates a number of cities in Louisiana. We, in fact, have the lighting ceremony this evening at the Louisiana Boardwalk, if you'd like to attend that at 6 o'clock. To assist our local partners with the attractions and performing arts, we also do a number of free things, such as digital billboard co-ops, where we offer our attractions and festivals free advertising, familiarization tours, cooperative brochures, trade and consumer shows, sales missions, and many other services to assist them. For 2012, our key goals and projects that are outlined were used in developing our budget. If you look on page 8, if you've got that in front of you, it gives you just the overview of the budget as a whole. Our revenue, we do project to be down a little bit compared to our budget for 2011, a decrease of about 2.18%. Overall, our expenses we expect to be up a little less than 4.8%. In our different areas of the departments, our administrative department will be basically flat. The convention department is actually decreasing 6.6%. And the tourism and sports area is our main increase with 22.1%. And the communications with an increase of 3.7%. The major changes in the budgets are due largely increased to our increased role in the sports market, and those administrative areas are within the Bureau's budget. This year we did have an excess of expenditures over revenue due to the increase in revenue from the previous year, due in large part to some income that we receive at the very end of the year, our room tax rebate. We expect that to be the case again this year, so rather than spend that money before it's been earned or received, we'll be using that next year. We also have coming up on December the 2nd our open house at the Convention and Tourist Bureau, and we'd love to have you. A number of you have attended that in the past, and it gives you an opportunity to come and meet our staff and mix and mingle among other people in the hospitality industry. So again, I appreciate you allowing me to come before you, and I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, we have Mr. Lynch. Anyone else? Mash your recognition button, Mr. Reed.
Y'all got sophisticated since I've been gone.
There you go. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, Ms. Lynch, then Mr. Williams.
Ms. Brown, how you doing? Please make sure I get that invitation for the second.
Absolutely.
Where is all the money that you all supposed to have? I'm looking for it. This $40 million or some huge amount of money? Where is it?
I don't know who has that, but it's not me.
So this is your ending fund balance for your total operation for 2011 is $586,000?
In our operating budget, yes, ma'am.
What about, do you have some money somewhere?
We do have some reserves. We have about $800,000 in our operating reserve account. Some of that is budgeted specifically for promotion of the CenturyTel Center, the Shreveport Convention Center. There's also a special marketing fund in that, as well as capital reserve. So that's all our reserve funds.
I know you explained some of these, and I guess I'm going to just get this out the way today. The Holiday Trail of Lights is what cities? Shreveport?
That's Shreveport, Bossier, Natchitoches.
Okay.
We did have some cities in East Texas, but this year it changed to other Louisiana cities.
Okay.
So up along I-20, we have Minden and Monroe. And then going south on I-49, we have Alexandria.
And so is that state funding, state revenue?
Because we changed to all within Louisiana this year, we were able to add some state funding.
Okay.
So there's some funding from our Convention and Visitors Bureaus, as well as all of the other participating Visitors Bureaus, and then also a grant that we did receive from the state.
All righty. The Boom or Bust Byway.
There is a matching portion from our Convention and Visitors Bureau. The bulk of it is a federal grant that we've received for the audio-visual handheld guided tours.
Okay.
We are the fiscal agent for that. That's a cooperative grant between our area as well as the Monroe area.
Okay. And then the Louisiana North Coalition, you said was 29 parishes?
Yes.
Is that state?
That is largely state funded. We do have the Shreveport Bossier, as well as each of the parishes involved, does participate. Shreveport Bossier and the larger cities participated a larger amount. The smaller parishes participated a smaller amount.
All right. The Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission major events. What is that?
That is the Bassmaster Classic.
Okay. And so the revenues from that are?
That from the Shreveport Bossier Convention and Tourist Bureau, the state of Louisiana, Caddo Parish Commission, Bossier Parish Police Jury, the City of Shreveport and City of Bossier, and Bossier Economic Development, and we are also seeking some additional sponsors.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and the film office, is that with Arlena?
Yes, we do that cooperatively with both the cities of Shreveport and Bossier.
Okay.
The Tourist Bureau puts in money as well as the cities, and then we also have other sponsors that work with us on some of our promotions.
Gotcha. And the Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission.
That is our new endeavor. We have a cooperative agreement with both Caddo and Bossier parishes, as well as the cities of Shreveport and Bossier. What we've budgeted at this point is $175,000 from the Convention and Visitors Bureau, okay. And what we're asking from the parishes is the possibility of $100,000 each. At the time when we actually did that budget, we were expecting to get the Louisiana High School Athletic Association, so we're looking at other possibilities.
Do we have this request?
We have not formally requested it yet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me ask you about the Sports Commission. What's going on with that, the development of it?
The commissioners have all been appointed.
Okay.
We've started holding regular monthly meetings in addition to some planning retreats. They have adopted their bylaws, a mission and vision. They have agreed on some strategies for our business plan, and we're in the process of writing the strategic plan right now. And so we're looking at ways also as part of that plan to get the community more involved and ways to communicate better with our stakeholders as well.
Who's been employed to run that? I guess it's a division of the...
It is a division of the Bureau. So Kelly Wells is our VP of Tourism and Sports. We have hired an administrator that will be working with tourism as well as sports. Okay. We will be hiring a person that will work strictly sports. We have not hired that person yet.
So it will be a three-person
Basically, the good part of it being within the Bureau is that pretty much everybody will work on it at some point. So as a part of the PR person's responsibility, a part of the advertising responsibility, a part of the volunteer coordinator's position, and of course with an event like Bassmaster Classic, literally everyone on staff works on the event.
What would be the position of the last, position that you all have?
It will be an events manager.
Events manager.
And that may not be the exact title, but it'll be the person that will oversee the main part of the events that are happening.
What was Kelly doing before? Is this his same title, but he's just...
We've expanded his role. He's always done tourism and sports, but he's more heavily sports now.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Williams?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Stacy, it's good to see you. I just want to commend you on the work that you do. We know that tourism and entertainment has been the economic engine over the years. However, due to the oil and gas industry, it's trying to take your place. My question is, you said something about airfare. We got a lot of exciting things going on in Caddo and Shreveport with the SHRAC, with downtown development and your office. However, I think what's missing, we need to try to find a better way to get people here. New York has Grand Central Station. We ought to have a train station as well to bring people here to Shreveport. We can't all depend on airfare, busing, and cars. We have to have other mechanisms to get people to Shreveport. So I would like to see a regional railroad system coming back to Shreveport. Back in the 80s, they had it. Why can't we have it now? We have to think bold and outside the box. So I'd like to see your office and the SHRAC, the Parish, the city, the Economic Development Department of the city, and the Parish to try to develop a comprehensive regional train system. So most people have to leave the airport to go to Marshall to catch Amtrak to go to other parts of the country. So it's very innovative, and I would like to see you and our administrator and the city and SHRAC come together and let's develop and see how can we go to Amtrak and say, come to Shreveport, but we're ready to do business with you. Thank you.
And there is a group that I've actually been working with for a number of years that works on Amtrak and the different areas that it goes to. Mayor DeMint was one of the leaders in that program for many years. There's still a possibility, and I think it grows stronger, I think, as our economy keeps growing, as an opportunity to bring Amtrak to directly Shreveport instead of just...
I think it's something we need to really spend some quality time on, because with all this activity going on in our city, people need to have accessible transportation. And that's the biggest problem facing this region. Even with airfare, we can't get people here because they can't come in because of airfare, because of the competition. Our tourism are down, our boarding people down at the boat because people can't get here. And one of the reasons is a transportation problem. We need to think big, outside the box, and bring the train back. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a brakesman. I didn't know what he did, but I went to a field trip downtown, and I liked what he did. And I would like to ask you to take the lead in organizing that regional train initiative to bring the train back to Shreveport and Caddo. We're ready to do business with them. I commend you to take that effort. Thank you.
Work on that.
Mr. Cox? Bassmaster.
Yes.
It's on everybody's mind. Glad to have them back. From what I understand, the conversation is that, if it goes well this time, they're going to come back and again and again and again. That's great. When you talk about taking on this, the amount of people that are you set? Are y'all set? Because the work that you do, it coincides with Shreveport, Caddo, Bossier City, Bossier Parish. I mean, we're putting a lot and we got faith in you. But are you ready?
We are ready. We're not doing it alone, though. In fact, just had a call with Michael Malone right before I came here. We have our next local organizing committee tomorrow morning at 10. One of the things we realized is that we shouldn't do this alone. We have a great community. We have wonderful different organizations such as the Chambers, SHRAC, and other organizations that should be a part of helping to put this on. So we're all working together, and that's one of the things that, in fact, Mr. Malone mentioned on the phone today, is that he was really happy to see how everyone worked together for our little VIP reception we had, as well as working with us on putting on the event. They're very pleased with the progress so far.
Okay. And as far as the train, get with me because I can tell you why they're not doing it. Yeah, and that's nothing with you, but at NACO, I'm on the Transportation Steering Committee. What they have to do is, if you have track, and that track is KCS or somebody like that, you either have to rent that track or build you another track. And from Marshall to Dallas, Marshall to Shreveport, we have talked about Dallas, Shreveport, Jackson, further. But to do that, you're talking millions and millions of dollars if you have to put it on your private line. So, but like Stacy said, she's talking to people. It's been in the works for years, but when you're talking about the railroad, as we all well know, the railroad is like God, and what they say, and they can do whatever they want. So if they have tracks and you want to rent it, you have to go through that. So, but anyway, I didn't want to step on your answer. But
Could you do a bond issue?
No, not for that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Lynn?
Stacy, in regard to the Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission, what is the name of the administrator that you hired to work underneath Kelly Wells?
Sheila Martin.
Sheila Martin.
She is back in our community. She was in our community for many years, worked with organizations such as the Independence Bowl as well as the Captains. So she has a history in...
And when and where are the meetings? What time and the
the Sports Commission meeting, we just held one yesterday. Our next one is December 21st at 8 a.m. at the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Thanks. That's all, Mr. President.
Mr. Escudé?
I want to thank you for your efforts on the Bassmaster, and I want to point out to my colleagues that it's just kind of a matter of history. If you'll go back and look at the record that the last Bassmaster we had, it didn't really matter who you want to say went out and shot the big game and brought it in here. The Tourist Bureau did the bulk of the work, so I'm supremely confident that they'll be ready and put on even a bigger event, and we need to give them credit because it wouldn't have happened without them and their organization. I have one question. We still have the highest hotel occupancy rate in the state.
In the state.
And we're down this year. Do you attribute that mostly to the lack of the oil and gas industry people tying up so many of the motel rooms?
Oil and gas has gone down significantly. We've also seen a little bit of a dip this year in the film industry. We do have a number of films lined up for next year, so we do see that industry increasing. We have seen a little bit of some of the oil and gas coming back again, and a lot of it just depends on the gas prices.
All right, well, appreciate you. Thank you.
Second go-round, Ms. Lynch. Anyone that has not spoken before Ms. Lynch on the second go-round?
Stacy, can I
Ms.
get
Lynch.
a copy of those bylaws and the mission statement and all of the things that have been prepared, and copies of the minutes, meeting minutes?
Okay.
And the outstanding formal request? Could you all get that to us as soon as possible? We're looking to adopt our budget in December.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stacy, I get a lot of comments from, even though you work on the larger things that come to this area, but I get a lot of compliments on the smaller little conference that we have, the seminars, family reunions. They say how aggressive your organization is providing welcoming packages, so we really appreciate that. So that, but what they say, a lot of little pieces can add up to a big piece. So that spreads, very well for the organization. So the family reunion, the small seminars and things that, they're very pleased with the efforts that your organization supplies to them. Also, has your board taken a position relative to the proposed new casino?
They have not taken a
They have
formal
not?
position.
Okay.
They have not been asked to.
All righty. Well, we thank you for coming. I see no further requests. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Don't forget, tonight, 6 p.m., lighting ceremony, Louisiana Boardwalk. December 2nd, I'll get you a formal invitation for the open house. Thank you.
All right. Next order, Mr. Clerk, please.
We have no special resolutions. We move to communiques and committee reports.
Okay, on the communiques, we have Ms. Baker and Mr. Williams. Anyone else? Oh, and Commissioner Smith, would you push your button, please, sir? All righty. Ms. Baker, Williams, and Smith.
Okay, I wanted to give a report. Today, the part of the Economic Development Committee met with the mayor and City Councilman Mike Corbin and a few others to discuss going ahead with the partnership between the parish and the city. And we really got some things established, and we're looking at possibly bringing on David Dodd to give us a plan as to how to get started and where do we go from here after they pass their resolution in the next couple of weeks in favor of the partnership. Then we're going to get with David Dodd to give us a plan on how to go forward, how to structure it, and what's our next thing to do. So it was a very fruitful meeting today, and just want to give you a report of where we were.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Administrator, one of the obligations I read in the homeroom charter was, Section 101 was, we have the responsibility to protect the health and general welfare of our citizens. And after walking through Cherokee Park and watching a senior citizen taking a garden hose, trying to kill a snake, I was very disturbed by what I saw in that area. So I would request that here again, I'm not here to play the blame game or point fingers at any government entity, but to me there's been a lack of attention of the problem that manifests in Cherokee Park. I don't know what the role of the levee board is, but they've been dead on arrival. They got all that equipment and all those resources. They haven't been there. It's dried up enough when you go through and gut it and clean it. The city can do their part, the parish can do our part, the mosquito animal control to do their part, and the levee board can do their part. If they're not going to do their part, they don't need to be on the board. Mr. Attorney, I don't know who appoints them on the board, whether it's a state appointment, governor appointment. We need to write the government, tell them to move them off the board if they're not going to do anything. Because them people are suffering up there. We got the West Nile virus, there's water, there's dead fish, mosquitoes bite one of those kids, somebody going to be sued and be liable. We need to be proactive and not reactive. Too often, somebody have to die or go to the hospital for government to do something. Here we have an opportunity to be proactive and not reactive to address a problem. We don't have to rehearse it and rehash it. That problem will go on and on and on. That ought to be general maintenance on that regularly, and I shouldn't be having to come up here 12 years later talking about the Biden. Somebody done dropped the ball. Them people pay taxes. They ain't stole from nobody. They law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Those children go to school up there, and as soon as somebody gets bit by a mosquito or bit by a snake, we all be saying, "Oh Lord, oh my God." So let's take the lead, Mr. Administrator, and let's not worry about who's responsible is. And Mr. Turner, I'd like for you to get an Attorney General opinion from the Attorney General office on who's responsible for keeping up the levee, the bayou. Is it the parish, is it the city, or is it the levee board? Somebody need to be held accountable if somebody get hurt. And we don't need to see that happen in our city. It's a safety problem, it's a health problem, it's a citizen problem, and we need to be proactive in addressing that issue. So we need to, Mr. Administrator, direct our public works director to be solution-oriented, not try to find out who's responsible for it. We spend a lot of time, bureaucracy, talking about who's pointing the finger, who's responsible. People need hope and they need help, and they need it now. Before next 2 weeks, I'd like to see some machine clean that bayou up, the mosquitoes getting sprayed. I'd like to see the levee board doing their job and everybody coordinated working together. So I appreciate the next commission meeting or before. I would like to have the answer back from the Attorney General. I would also like the Department of Health to get involved. I also like the DEQ to get involved. Because anytime you got dead fish, depleted the oxygen in there, something is wrong. Something is going on. And the people need help. And I wish we would take the lead, and I appreciate any effort you can do in that area. Thank you.
Mr. Smith, after our Monday work session, the Natural Resource Committee had a meeting, and we heard a presentation from Mr. Ron Norman to build a CNG station at the South Camp. This is something, as probably all of you know, the administration has been pushing to get done for some time. The committee liked what they heard. Of course, this will only be a fuel pump at the south camp, basically where our trucks can be filled up, along with other commercial trucks that he'll sell the CNG to. He'll be here at the next meeting to make the full presentation to the body, and then you can know more details, but this is something that we've been working on for some time. The administration worked on it harder than I have, but I think this will make us all save some money and use the CNG coming out of our grant. Thank you, sir.
All right, the president's not here for the report, so let me say one other thing about our meeting that we had, the natural resources. The ordinance that I had on water, the committee looked at it and they determined that it would be best if the percentages were changed, where it would be 90% paid by the property owner, 10% by the parish, and that comes before us today. And when we get to that point, I'll be glad to answer whatever questions anybody may have.
Next, we need to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting held on November 3rd.
So moved. Second. Moved by Mr. Cox, second by Mr. Flynn. Cast your vote, please. Okay, it's 10-0, passes.
As we move to adopt the minutes of the special meeting held on November the 14th.
Mr. Chair.
Second. Moved by Mr. Williams, second by Mr. Dominic. No speakers, cast your vote, please. Passes 10-0.
As we move to public hearing on ordinances. Ordinance number 5159 of 2011 to deem property surplus and authorize the sale of surplus property.
Anyone to speak in favor of ordinance 5159? And anyone to speak against? See no speakers.
Next, we have ordinance number 5160 of 2011 declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator designee to sell tax interest.
Anyone to speak in favor of 5160? Opposed? There are no speakers.
Ordinance number 5161 of 2011 to amend the Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances by adding thereto section 52-150 pertaining to the construction and extension of waterworks systems.
Any speakers in favor? Opposed? There are no speakers.
That'll conclude our public hearing on ordinances. We'll move to ordinances for final passage. Ordinance number 5159 of 2011 to deem property surplus and to authorize the sale of surplus property.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Escay, second by Mr. Williams. Cast your vote, please.
I have a
Call,
question.
have Ms. Lynch.
Is there anybody here that can tell me the condition of any of these vehicles? Do we have anyone here? And the reason why I'm asking, because in our NGO committee meeting, I believe Community Renewal had made a request for us to fund a van transportation, and one of the things I think that was brought up is that we could donate a van as opposed to, you know, giving them funding to buy a van. Are any of these on here, maybe in any conditions to do that?
I can't give you the specifics to what exactly is available. I mean, they're all looked at as far as, you know, the age, mileage, what kind of shape they're in, and once they're, you know, deemed that we don't need to use them anymore to get rid of them, that's what they're based on. I can't tell you the details of all of them. I mean,
It's running.
not off the top of my head. I mean, we've got it all, but I don't have it with me.
Commissioner, we can check that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I can-
There's a van in there, a lot of not. We'll find that out and let you know.
I can find that out, but I can't tell you right now.
Okay, I guess I'll just maybe add a friendly amendment to this, that if one of these on here maybe meets, you know, can be donated to them, that that it be pulled? Who made the motion?
Commissioner Armstead.
Which
It
commission?
was, motion made by, Mr. Escabay and second by Mr. Williams.
Escabay?
You want an amendment to add, if it's possible, to donate a vehicle to community renewal?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept that amendment.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead and cast your vote with the amendment. Passes 10-0.
Next, we have ordinance number 5160, 2011, declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator or designee to sell the parish tax interest.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Mr. Williams, second by somebody over there, Mr. Cox.
Mr. Lynn?
Mr. Lynn. See no speakers, cast your vote. That passes, 10-0.
Ordinance number 5161 of 2011, to amend the Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances by adding thereto section 52-150 pertaining to the construction and extension of waterworks systems.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Lynch?
Yeah, on here where it says authorized by Caddo Parish, is that administration or is that the commission?
That'd be the commission under state law. Commissioner Lynch, by adopting this ordinance, all the commission's doing is setting the policy on how the project will be paid for, but any project that would come forward has to come to the commission for approval at several levels.
Okay. So on this particular project, I guess that's envisioned, how much are we looking at? Our 10%?
There is no, we don't have an amount yet.
Okay.
We'll bring them, we're going to meet with the committee again to determine the requirements, the exact requirements, bring it back to the commission for a vote, and then if that passes, as the petitions come in, we'll look at it, and we'll probably have to set some kind of limit.
All right, thank you.
See no other speakers, cast your vote, please. All right, that passes 11-0. We didn't do anything on President's report. I didn't know if you had anything.
That's it? That's the end of me?
Not yet. We're right here.
Next order, please, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we have ordinances for introduction by title. Ordinance number 5162 of 2011, declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator designee to sell the parish's tax interest for the year of 2011. Next, we move to work session minutes. Ratify the work session minutes for November 14th.
Moved by Commissioner Williams.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Baker. Work session minutes of November the 14th. Vote to ratify. Okay. That passes.
Next, we move to resolutions. Resolution number 51 of 2011, approving the Shreveport Bossier Convention and Tourist Bureau budget for the year 2011.